Welcome to our channel, where we unravel the mysteries surrounding ancient civilizations. Today, we journey through time, unearthing the enigma of ancient structures and revealing their hidden secrets. Throughout history, civilizations from all corners of the globe have erected monumental structures, standing the test of time. Our first destination takes us to the mesmerizing city of Petra, nestled within the Red Cliffs of Jordan. Here, we discover intricate tombs carved into the rock faces, providing a glimpse into the architectural genius of the Nabateans. Who were these ancient people, and why did they choose this remarkable location? Next, we venture to the Amazon rainforest, where the mysterious city of Machu Picchu lies hidden amongst the mountains. As we explore its ancient ruins, we unravel the sacred practices of the Inca civilization. Moving west, we arrive in Mexico, where the iconic Mayan city of Chichen Itza stands tall. Its centerpiece, the famous Temple of Kukulkan, holds secrets that still baffle archaeologists today. Was it a sophisticated astronomical observatory or a sacred site used for rituals? We uncover the truth behind this architectural marvel. Our journey culminates in the mystical land of Egypt. The Great Sphinx, guarding the Giza Plateau, has intrigued explorers for centuries. Who carved this colossal creature? And what lies beneath its weathered surface? We uncover the secrets hidden in the sands of time. This 2,000-year-old city, whose name translates to rock, is full with elaborate tombs. Petra, one of the new 7 wonders of the world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1985, is among the most well-known archaeological sites in the world, along with the Acropolis in Athens and Stonehenge in England. Petra is an ancient city and archaeological site famous for its tall and exquisitely preserved rock-hewn architecture, including many tombs. Petra is frequently referred to as the Rose Red City. The historic city is really located in southwest Jordan, not far from the Israeli border. Zoom out on the image above to see a map of Petra that shows the locations of all its monuments. How far is Petra from Amman? Jordan's capital, Amman, is around 145 miles away from Petra, and the trip there by car takes about 3 hours. The priciest methods of transportation to Petra are private taxis, airport taxis, and ride-sharing services like Uber and Careem. Buses from Jet are more inexpensive, reliable, and comfortable. Which airport is the nearest to Petra? King Hussein International Airport in Aqaba is the nearest airport to Petra. Less than 80 miles and 2 hours separate Aqaba from Petra. The treasury, also known as Al-Khazna and occasionally spelt Al-Khazna, is arguably the most well-known of all the Petra's historical structures. The monastery, also a mausoleum that the Byzantine Empire repurposed as a church and whose architectural elements parallel those of the treasury, is known as Al-Dair. The vast and colorful Amazon rainforest is the world's largest rainforest and is essential to our fight against climate change. There are benches and an altar inside the monastery. Here are our favorite facts about this fantastic location. The 6.7 million square kilometers Amazon rainforest coverage. It is also twice the size of India. 0.10% of all species known to exist on Earth are believed to reside in the Amazon. Amazingly, every other day on average, a new species of animal or plant is found in the Amazon. The Amazon is home to 47 million people, including over 2 million indigenous people. The Amazon is home to more indigenous groups than any other place on Earth, numbering over 400, and there are about 300 indigenous languages spoken there. Approximately 400 billion trees are thought to be present in the Amazon. Due to their daily release of 20 billion tons of water into the atmosphere, these trees affect the patterns of rainfall over South America. A single huge tree can astonishingly release over 1,000 liters of water in a day, which is enough to fill 10 standard-sized bathtubs. In the forests and soils of the Amazon, an estimated 200 billion tons of carbon are stored. Despite its importance, an area of Amazon rainforests that is roughly equivalent to 5 football fields is destroyed every minute. This is crucial in the fight against the climate disaster and curbing the rise in world temperatures. Surprisingly, the Brazilian Amazon experienced the highest deforestation rates since 2016 in the first 9 months of 2022. Cattle ranching, agriculture, construction of roads and other infrastructure, illicit logging, mining, and land grabs and speculation are the main drivers of deforestation. The historical sanctuary of Machu Picchu suggests that around 17% of the Amazon rainforest has already been lost. In an incredibly picturesque setting, Machu Picchu is situated 2,430 meters above sea level in the center of a tropical highland forest. At its height, it was likely the most magnificent urban development of the Inca Empire. Its enormous walls, terraces, and ramps appear to have been spontaneously carved out of the continuous rock escarpments. The historic sanctuary of Machu Picchu is situated within a dramatic landscape at the meeting point between the Peruvian Andes and the Amazon basin. It is the most significant tangible legacy of the Inca civilization and is situated on the eastern slopes of the Andes, encompassing the upper Amazon basin with its rich diversity of flora and fauna. Machu Picchu, which was constructed in the 15th century, was abandoned after the Spanish conquest of the Inca Empire in the 16th century. The archaeological complex was not publicized to the outside world until 1911. The city is separated into a lower and upper section, with a wide plaza separating the two, according to a meticulous plan that separates the farming from the residential regions. This region has the same size as France. Science is indicating the risk that climate change and deforestation could cause the Amazon to reach an irreversible tipping point. As a result, it would be unable to continue existing as a tropical rainforest. Chichen Itza. One of the seven wonders of the world, Chichen Itza is one of the seven wonders of the modern world and is a historical site located in Yucatan. Although the majority of people are aware that Chichen Itza was constructed by the Mayans thousands of years ago, there are many other facts about this magnificent site that tourists are unaware of. Everyone should be aware of these fascinating Chichen Itza facts before going. The most well-known tourist attraction at the site, the pyramid, is not what the archaeological site of Chichen Itza is actually known as. There are many more facts about Chichen Itza that you might want to know before you visit the site and the pyramid, including the fact that El Castillo, the pyramid, was constructed to serve as a temple and a castle. The majority of people are unaware that Chichen Itza was twice discovered. Chichen Itza was found by a monk by the name of Lakin Chan in the year 514 AD. It's likely that Chan was also called Itzamna. Most people are also unaware that Chichen Itza was constructed close to sinkholes. As a result, Chichen Itza was constructed close to two enormous sinkholes to guarantee year-round access to water. These sinkholes are called cenotes and have clean water in them. Cenotes are also one of the next up is a fact that startles most people when they hear it, and it truly is shocking. Historians suggest that this famous Mayan community may not have been entirely Mayan, and that is true. The Chichen Itza was built in two stages, the pre-classic and a latter period. The pre-classic period was greatly influenced by the Mayans, but following an invasion of Toltecs in the 10th century, this all changed. As a matter of fact, the most iconic buildings of the Chichen Itza, such as the temple pyramid El Castillo, may have been built by the Toltecs, and not the Mayans. Tourists at the Chichen Itza are frequently disappointed to know that they cannot climb to the top of the pyramid, and here is why. Until 2006, tourists were allowed to climb to the top of El Castillo to gaze upon the sculptures at the top. That was until an American tourist stumbled on her way down and fell to her death. Step Pyramid of Djoser. The step pyramid of the 3rd dynasty pharaoh Djoser, sometimes spelt Zoser, is the most noteworthy structure in the ancient Egyptian necropolis at Saqqara. This structure is one of numerous mastabas, flat-roofed, mud brick, rectangular constructions used as burial chambers, and 17 pyramids. The step pyramid is the world's oldest known fully constructed stone structure. He is acknowledged as the father of Egyptian medicine and is supposed to have been behind the earliest documented use of columns in building. Imhotep widened and squared the fundamental mastaba framework when he built the step pyramid of Djoser. He then constructed successive courses of smaller and smaller square stone blocks, resembling mastabas, on top of the first level to create the magnificent final step design. To accommodate the push of the succeeding layers, the casing blocks are positioned at an angle. The pyramid stands 203 feet, 62 meters tall and has 6 terraces. Over the years, the majority of its exterior shell and some of its stonework have vanished. The eastern side of the pyramid is the most intact. The tomb is accessible via a vertical shaft, and its entrance was once guarded by a 3-ton granite slab. Biblioteca Alexandrina. After a trip to the United States in 1974, the plan to reconstruct the Biblioteca Alexandrina was initially conceived. The historic library of Alexandria, which had vanished some 2,000 years previously, was requested to be seen by President Richard Nixon. One of the genuinely monumental public initiatives of the 20th century was sparked by his error. More than 90 slender concrete columns support the beautiful reading area beneath the disc, which is laid out like a hypostyle hall and has a maximum height of 138 feet, 42 meters. As one goes across the 7 floors of the enormous chamber, viewpoints keep shifting. Sacred grounds of the Aga Khan. The mausoleum of the Aga Khan, a modest square structure with turrets at its corners and a fan stairway leading to the entrance, is one of Aswan's most popular landmarks. A mausoleum made of a single piece of white Carrara marble is inside, protected by a dome. The building's appeal is due to a number of factors, including the love story that inspired its construction and the respect the late Aga Khan III enjoys in the Islamic community. In addition to its straightforward architectural beauty, the pink granite structure appears to shine at dusk. Aga Khan III decided to have his final resting place there in 1957, 3 years before he passed away. The mausoleum was constructed by his third wife, Princess Ivan Aga Khan, also known as the Begum, who was born in France. She was inspired by the mihrab, a niche in a mosque's wall, at Cairo's Fatmid Jushi Mosque after visiting a British professor of Islamic architecture who was a friend of her husband's. Ahmad ibn Lin Mosque. One of the few remaining structures from the classical Islamic era, when the Abbasid caliphs dominated the Islamic world from their capital Samarra in Iraq, is the enormous mosque of Ahmad ibn Lin. The short-lived Lnid dynasty was established in 868 by the governor who also erected the mosque. All that was left standing when the Abbasids retook Egypt in 905 was Ibn Lin. The compound consists of an enclosed mosque. There are little enclosed wings, called ziyadas, on all sides save the Qibla side, the side facing Mecca. The ziyadas surround the sacred interior area and open into the huge courtyard, which is divided into either side of the mosque by 13 pointed arches. A helix-shaped minaret with an exterior spiral staircase reminiscent of a Babylonian ziggurat can be found on the northern ziyada. 2 columns with perforated capitals flank the mihrab, prayer niche, of the prayer hall inside the mosque. The Dar al-Amara, which provided entrance to the Maksura, a private space used by the caliph and his inner circle for Friday prayers, was located behind the Qibla wall. The inner arches have a sycamore wood frieze around them, and the Kufic writing above it recounts the first fifth of the Quran. The Hatshepsut Temple. The 5th pharaoh of Egypt's 18th dynasty was Queen Hatshepsut. During her reign, she established a huge number of structures, the most impressive of which is her own tomb temple at Deir el-Bahari, a location on the west bank of the Nile opposite Luxor. The tomb she had built for herself in the Valley of the Kings, which is located on the other side of the mountain, is directly across from it. The construction of the temple is thought to have taken 15 years. The Djeser Djeseru, also known as the Sublime of Sublimes, is the temple's main attraction. Queen Hatshepsut is shown as the god Osiris on the portico as a statue. Hamdi Saif al-Nasser Rest House. The Hamdi Saif al-Nasser Rest House is a family residence in Al-Fayum. It was created by Hassan Fathi, one of Egypt's most significant architects. Fathi was an Islamic revivalist who favored using pre-existing Mamluk, Cairene, and Nubian architectural elements. He was the first to blend mud brick construction with traditional components like the Malkayef, windcatcher, shuksheka, lantern dome, and mashrabiyah, wooden lattice screen, to create distinctive, affordable, and environmentally friendly buildings. His advocacy for this style of mud brick construction earned him the moniker, Barefoot Architect. On a peninsula of land in a lake, the house can be found. It was constructed as the landowner's weekend getaway when he visited his estate. To prevent flooding, the structure is elevated on a pedestal above the water and is reached by a short flight of steps. Its central feature is a square, arcaded courtyard, which is surrounded by vaulted and domed private spaces like the dining room. A loggia has been created out of the main vaulted area at one end of the property. Great Pyramid of Khufu. Typically, it features a dome supported on squinches and uses colored glass windows to act as wind catchers and as sun protection. The largest and northernmost of the 3 well-known pyramids at Giza, and the only one still standing today, is the Great Pyramid of Khufu. It is a wonder because of its enormous size and the astounding precision with which the construction was carried out, making it the largest pyramid ever constructed. Only an empty coffin has been uncovered, but it is believed to be the burial site of Egyptian pharaoh Khufu, who ruled from 2589 to 66 BCE. The pyramid, which was created by Khufu's cousin Hemen, had 4 equal sides that were each 755 feet, 230 meters, long. High polished limestone casing stones once covered the enormous, stepped sides. The king's chamber in the pyramid housed a massive granite sarcophagus, while the smaller queen's chamber included a sizable angular opening or niche. The grand gallery, ascending and descending tunnels, and the lowest section of the construction known as the unfinished chamber, are the other main characteristics of the Great Pyramid. Temple of Luxor. The Luxor Temple is a complex of ancient Egyptian temples that is located in Luxor, which was formerly known as Thebes, on the east bank of the Nile. It was constructed on the site of a minor Middle Kingdom monument for the deity Amun and was dedicated to the Theban triad of gods, Amun, his wife Mut, and their son Chons. Access to the temple is through the Avenue of Sphinxes, which previously stretched 1.86 miles, 3 kilometers, from the Luxor Temple to the Temple of Karnak in the north. The earliest elements of the temple that still stand today date from 1408 BCE and were constructed during the reign of Amenhotep III. Ramesses II constructed a 78-foot (24 meters) tall obelisk at the end of the avenue at the temple's entrance about 1300 BCE. There were originally 2 obelisks, but the second was presented to King Louis-Philippe of France in 1829 and is currently located in Paris's Place de la Concorde. Ramesses II also constructed the peristyle courtyard that is entered through the gateway, which is situated at an angle to the rest of the temple along with the obelisk. The courtyard leads onto a processional colonnade that is 328 feet (100 meters) long and is surrounded by 14 papyrus capital columns. It was constructed by Amenhotep III. Beyond the colonnade is a second peristyle courtyard. Access to the temple's interior is through a 32-column hypostyle court. This inner sanctuary consists of an antechamber with a combination of Egyptian sculptures and Roman stuccos, indicating that the Romans formerly used the location as a place of devotion as well. The temple also houses a shrine to Amun and the Amenhotep III birth room, which features reliefs illustrating the pharaoh's birth.